so finally, it came on ambling down the fire lane. Them yearlings are running circles and having a ball and everything like that. Come all up there around me and went all the way back down there too. And when that sun gun come around the corner, it turned out to be he was about 19 inches wide and really heavy. He was just a good, solid, mature deer. And I was in shock. I hadn't turned in the stand. I ain't done anything because, like I said, them yearlings had bolted up there around me. As a matter of fact, one of them stopped right up under the tree. And a yearling will blow a hunt just as fast as a big deer will. And so they all couldn't have, well, he just walked in the fire lane, and when he walked in the fire lane, he kind of cut the corner, and when he cut the corner, I was able to look at everybody and clear everything, and I was able to turn and get addressed, to where I knew he was going to show up. And he was walking at a pace that I knew he was going to come on out. And so when he walked behind one of the big white oaks down there, I went on and drew, and I really didn't even have to hold, because when he come around the tree, he kind of made a not a lunge, but just a feint. It kind of pitched his head at that doe to scoot her out of the way, and he walked on out. And I mean, I knew I was going to shoot him, and I knew I was going to kill him, because I didn't have nothing to shoot at but the front end of him and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, I zipped an arrow through him, and of course he turned and run just as hard as he could run out across them plantain pines. And that's one thing, when you start blood trailing out in plantain pines, it can be a chore, even on a good hit deer and all that kind of stuff. And we didn't find him that evening. We didn't even go after him that evening, as a matter of fact, because I didn't see him go down, but we found him next morning and all that kind of stuff. But that just goes to show you what can happen, around mast crops. All the deer are keyed in to them, because basically it's like free food laying on the ground. And I really believe that they prefer, big old white oak acorns over anything. And of course everybody else does too. Everybody's known about swamp chestnut oaks and white oaks and all of all different kinds and everything. But anyway, I kind of got off on a couple different tales. The main thing on hard mast crops is to find an area that's dropping a tremendous amount of acorns and be able to move in and get set up on it right then, because I've seen all the acorns disappear. It seemed like overnight, but over a 2 or 3 day stretch, the tree will dry up and they're gone to the next one around there. So when you find an area, when I find an acorn tree, and a lot of times they'll be dropping acorns while you're standing there, and I'm looking for a place to hang a stand. When I find an acorn tree and I find a few rubs, a lot of times you'll find some small scrapes. Sometimes you'll find some great big scrapes already laid down. Just depends on what stage the deer in. If you'll back off and get a good bow shot to that tree, for me it's about 20-25 yards. It's about as far as I want to shoot, and can get high enough to clear the vision, and then get you a shooting lane. You can't go down there around the tree and just cut everything down, but cutting the tops out of a couple saplings right around the tree that you're going to climb or where you hang your stand will give your arrow a clear path down through there. And just have a little patience and sit in there. Hard mast does produce. Acorn trees do produce. And well, that's just something for y'all to think about, and Hope everybody's out there enjoying the woods and having a good time. I'm seeing an awful lot of big bucks hitting the ground on the Facebook, but maybe we'll come back and we'll make it to the food crops on the next one. Till later, y'all take care.